Hello, welcome to SysJune. In this video, you will learn about generators. Let's begin. Generators. Generator allow us to generate as we go along instead of holding everything in memory. Like whenever we create any for loop or something, so it will store all the values when we create it. But in generator, let's take we have a 10 values. We are going from 1 to 10. So first value when it will assign, it will allocate a memory for that one only. When second value will assign, it will allocate memory for that one only. Otherwise it would be in not allocate a memory. Generator function allow us to write a function that can send back a value and then later resume to pick up where it is left off. This type of function is generator in Python, allowing to generate a sequence of values over time. The main difference in syntax will be the use of yield statement. So when we use or create generator, we have to use a yield keyword or yield function. The main difference is when a generator function is executed, they become an object that support an iteration protocol. So whenever we create any generator, so we can use a iterate function to go to the next set of value of which is generated by yield function. That means when they are called in your code, they do not actually return a value and then exit. Instead, generator function will automatically suspend and resume their execution and state around the last point of value generation. The main advantage here is that instead of having to compute an entire series of value upfront or at the same time, the generator computes one value and then suspend its activity awaiting the next instruction. This feature is known as state suspension. So we can see this by example. Here if you see, I have created one function power of 3 with parameter n. Inside it we have a for loop for I in range. So whatever the value of n would be, it will go through that many times, and here we are using a yield keyword. It will do a cube of any of the value of I. Now I am calling this function, the value of n is 5. So when I will run it, in this scenario we will not able to get the value. Here it will give us the memory location. At this memory location, the values from this function has been stored. Now if you want to get a value, you have to iterate through for loop or next function or iterate function. So here again I am using a for loop for x in power of 3, this one, and here I am passing value as a 5. So we are calling it and we are printing it. So here 0 1 8 27 and 64 is the value, or a 3 times, like this is a value of 2 which is multiplied by 3 times 2 into 2 into 2. This is for 3 3 into 3 into 3, and this is for 4 4 into 4 into 4. So here we are using a yield function, so it is generating a value. Now we can see another example where we are generating a Fibonacci series. So generator are good for calculating large set of results if we do not want to allocate the memory for all of the result at the same time. Like if we are using a for loop, so it will generate a, let's take 10 value, if the value of n is 10, and it will allocate a memory for all the 10 values. But in case of generator, if we generate one value on and want to use one value, we can allocate memory to that value only. Remaining 9 would be as it is. So whenever would be required, we can resume the generator and allocate a memory for that. So here if you see another function Fibonacci underscore value, it's our function name with parameter n. We have initialized or assigned the value of a equal to 1, b equal to 1. Now for loop in range, whatever the value of n we will provide, it will loop that many times. Here we are yielding it with a, and here we are swapping. The value of a would be b and b would be a plus b. So this is a normal formula of Fibonacci. Now when I will call this Fibonacci underscore value function, I am iterating through loop. So value of n would be 10 and it will keep printing. It's 1, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8, 8 plus 13, 21, like that. So this is a generator example using yield function. Now we can use a normal function for creating a Fibonacci series. So you will observe a difference between this normal function and a Fibonacci uh, generator function. Here I am using this is my function name, Fibonacci values using normal function. Here we took blank list, name as output. I am going through for loop. In this list I am appending the value of a. So value of a would be always b and value of b would be a plus b, like that. At the end we will return it. When I will call this function, the value of n is 10 and it will return a value in this format. So if you observe, this is my normal function for creating a Fibonacci series, and here we are creating a Fibonacci series using generator or yield keyword. Now next function and iter built-in functions. So what next function do? It allow us to access the next element in a sequence. Like here we have a function using generator, for loop in range 3, yield x. So when I will assign this function, or I will call this function, whatever the value will get returned from this function, it will get stored on this G. So here I am using next function. So when I will call this next, so what it will do, it will pick the first value. Again when I am calling, it is picking a next value, like that only. So this is happening due to yield function, which treat as a generator. So once it will reach, because in our generator we have a value till 2, when the value has been finished, so it will give a error like stop iteration. Okay, because there is no value for a generator to pick from a next step, so it will throw this error. Now simply we can do the same example with normal string. So we have a string variable underscore iter, hello world, I want to iterate through string. So here we are just using a normal for loop. For in, it will pick one by one value and we are printing it. So this is a normal for loop. Now I want to iterate, but we can't iterate directly, so I'm using a next function again by using this variable integer, but it is throwing an error that string object is not iterator or it is not iterable. So for using a iter function, we have to assign some value to it, then we can iterate, like iter, and here I am using the variable name. It will iterate one by one value and it will get stored on words. Now I'm using next function, so again it will pick one by one value. So first time it will assign a memory to h, then e, then l, then again l, like that. Suppose you have a requirement of only l and not the further values, so you can stop here. So memory will be allocated till here only, further part will not be allocated, or it will not require any spaces in memory. Same here also, if we reach the end of the loop or iter values, it will throw you a error like stop iteration, because there is no value, further value available. So this is an example of generator. So major use of generator is where our functions are big and it will require lots of memory allocation. So we can use a generator, means whatever the value we require, we can allocate a memory to that. Otherwise we can kept as it is. So in this video we saw little explanation of generator. We'll see you on our next lecture. Thank you.